Howdy, folks. I'm Jeff.
And I'm John.
And we are the J&J Show on a road trip.
On a road trip. We're all the way up here in Utah, man.
And, you know, we came up here, and the first stop had to be to one of the best schools because we've got right here the instructor, Adam Arndt.
Yes.
And you guys actually won the Wix Filter School of the Year.
Yes.
And you just like, yes, like
yes,
this.
obviously.
That's a huge honor. And y'all, we got this engine here because y'all also participate in Skills USA.
This is a part of Hot Rodders of Tomorrow.
Okay, Hot Rodders of Tomorrow.
That they do an engine tear down and rebuild that gets us an opportunity to compete nationally at SEMA.
That's a huge deal right there. And we got the teams right here.
Yes.
And they're all in Red Kap coveralls.
Correct.
Because Red Kap donated these to you, and we got the president of the class coming down here. Introduce her.
Okay, we have Monica here. She is the president, meaning she is in charge of all the programs, all the activities that we do here in the shop. She makes the decisions and then tells me what to do.
And that's really unique because not only are you teaching them the automotive, the mechanical part, you're teaching them the leadership part, the part that's going to take them from a tech to a shop owner.
Correct.
And I was amazed. And we've talked with him a lot, and all the different projects that we see around here is you would not believe it. And so we had to come visit, and we had you all on a Zoom, and you were sitting up in your, what do you call that, your tower?
My tower. My guard tower.
And the students were running it.
Yes.
And so here we go. Monica, so first of all, thank you for taking time with us this morning. But tell us about these coveralls that you got, because it was funny. Art didn't want just shirts, although you do need some for the SEMA event that y'all qualified for. But these just were like, you weren't a big fan.
At first, no. I was like, well, we don't really need them. We have our clothes and we have other classes throughout the day. But because we have other classes throughout the day, it's really convenient and great to have these high quality uniforms to have just to, work through our shop. And they're great. Like, I love the pockets on them and that you could reach your actual pockets. But yeah.
And then these also have, turn around here so folks can see, these also have the vent panels, so they kind of stay cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially in Utah, it's pretty hot throughout the summers where we work through our projects that we have that we don't usually work in through school, but it gets pretty hot, and they're lightweight, but they feel like they're high quality, so they'll last forever, hopefully.
Hopefully they'll last a while, but the big deal is like you said, you have other classes, so they're protecting your clothes.
Yep.
Because it's like when you're doing an engine like this, you might get a little grease on you, a little oil or whatever. But all these other projects, you're going to get dirt, dust, sand. And
that RV, we had to pull all the fuel lines, and there was fuel everywhere. There was coolant, there was oil. Jackson knows it. It's
Is
built
that
on
the
him.
oil block top material?
I'm not sure if these are. They might be.
They are.
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
the oil block ones.
The oil, oh my gosh, that's like the top quality, folks. I'm telling you.
So blessed to have them.
You spill something on there, it just runs off.
Oh yeah, you just no
And
worries.
there's no stains.
Yeah.
And y'all are working on getting the name tags on here, the badges.
Correct.
Hopefully, yeah.
And so you're the class president, and he's saying you're kind of in charge of all the projects.
Right.
And there's another young lady that's here, and
She just stepped for a second.
that she does the racing.
Right.
But tell us a little bit, first of all, about this motor here. And I said Skills, and it's actually Hot Rodders.
Hot Rodders,
Hot
yeah.
Rodders of Tomorrow, because y'all have like a bunch of banners and stuff hanging up in here. But to be able to go to SEMA, tell us what that means.
Oh my gosh, it's a great opportunity. This we started this like maybe a year ago.
With your team.
Right, our team, we started up, and we've just been working day in and day out. We come every morning, 6 in the morning. We try to get some practices in.
Now, when you say practice, tell the folks this is a complete engine on a stand. Tell the folks what you do, and it has to be done in under 30 minutes.
Right. So to qualify for SEMA, it has to be torn down to bare block. The crank's still in, but everything comes off. We have to. There's certain rules we have to follow and guidelines to get them off correctly, certain procedures that you would do in a normal engine rebuild. But so we had to take everything off, Our disassembly time's around 8 minutes, but hopefully we
8 minutes to take this apart.
Yep.
And there's a stand over there that the stuff has to go on.
Right. That's what Hadley does also. She's on our team that she just manages everything there and keeps everything in order. So when we're putting everything back, we can torque everything to spec. We can put them on in the order they're supposed to go to, keep them on the same orders, and it's a great opportunity to go to SEMA because we're going to meet people like you that can get us into the industry, which is amazing.
And we'll actually be at the Milton booth this year, and there's another announcement we're going to make, but we're inviting y'all guys to come by and see and visit Milton. But John, can you imagine taking this apart in 8 minutes? And this is the racing manager there, so find out a little bit more about that.
8 minutes. Now, my question to you is how many employees, or you don't have employees, students? I'm get these leaders, and now I'm looking for followers, So how many students do you have taking this part? Hadley, right?
Yes. Okay. So we have 4 on the engine, and I'm the 5th person behind the table. Roberto right there, he is actually our coach. And we have a graduated student who also comes and helps. He's going to be at SEMA with us. But
speak up just a little bit louder.
The 4 people on the engine, they have the 2 sides, the front, and the top. Zach over there. And
Zach, come over
Antonio.
here and show us.
Start coming over.
Show us what you're doing. Both, are you working on it? Come on over here and
Zach,
start.
why don't you describe what you do?
So what my job is to do is I take care of the air filter, carburetor, distributor, intake, and then I help out on the sides wherever I'm needed, and I also help pop out pistons and catch them.
And they do fly.
And the next gentleman back there, come on and tell us. Stay right there.
So say who you are first.
I'm Antonio.
A little bit louder, Antonio.
I work on the headers, the heads, the valve covers, pistons, rod caps, and starter.
So you're right here. Stand right here like you're doing this. And come on over here like you're.
So yeah, we would usually be like this. We have our tray over here with the tools. We bring it under the engine, and we'd all start working. It really is a team sport. It's a lot of communication.
Show me. Pop off that valve cover.
Race it.
Race it. Come on. And you're not doing nothing yet?
Aaron, come on, get the air filter out.
And now, of course, you got nuts and bolts right here, so you're having to grab all your stuff.
We can do a more run later.
But this is how they're doing. And you guys were so fast. You got the. That's good. That's good.
Okay, you can jump
You guys got the invite.
Bam. They got it taken apart already. They're
And
done.
now from there, you'll start pulling the.
The rockers off, yeah.
And all this is done with hand tools, no electronics, nothing like that. It's all speed wrenches, hand wrenches. Yeah.
That 8 minutes. Not
with just
getting out
manual work.
Not
Yeah.
getting out the electric. That's pretty fast. So that's one of the reasons that we hopped on board with them to try to get them these Red Kap uniforms that they've got here. And like I said, I talked with Mr. Art here several times about, hey, these shirts. And this worked out as a better deal for them. Yep. Now, because SEMA is a little bit more professional deal, then that's where it's like you need some shirts now.
Yes.
And so we're working on 16 shirts.
16 shirts for our students.
But that way they'll have the embroidery and stuff with the school name. And tell me what you said happens when they walk in their uniforms.
Okay, so last year we had this uniform. Of course, we got to upgrade every year. So we walked in, we have our trophy for Shop of the Nation, and there's 8 of us in line. The 2 instructors are in the back. It's always student-led. And they were making a line. People would separate and go, what is that? Why is this group of students? We were just an impressible force. We were invited to all sorts of banquets and activities because we had a presence. And the students felt it because we were dressed that way. We were dressed to succeed.
And that's one of the things that John and myself try to tell the shop owners is look professional and you get treated professional. It bumps their morale.
Correct. And it was neat. We had a student by Nolan, one is our graduated coach, and he handed out over 200 business cards, and he kept getting phone calls back about what he's done for the program we have here, and he was our former president as well as Isaac and others.
Oh my gosh. So he's just so proud of you guys. We were here yesterday and he was telling us all the stuff. We're so impressed with your program, and so and winning the Wix filters was, you know, and that was with Wix filters and O'Reilly's. But let me tell you one other thing to these two right here is there's a huge group in our industry called Women in Auto Care. In fact, we're going to ASTE. And
They'll have a huge dinner and a huge banquet there at AST for the women in auto care.
just the women are going to that, and that's where they get it together. And we'd like to see you ladies get involved in that group, and because they'll reach out. We were in Hawaii, and we had one there that was trying to get into a Toyota dealership, and we had someone in California that works with Toyota, and they were like, hey, let me make a call. And so that's a big deal that y'all might not know. And we always tried to promote the women in the industry, because it's like right here, I see all these guys and you're the president, and I see all these guys and you're the racing manager. And let me tell you, as shop owners, that's a huge accomplishment, and never quit trying. You always keep on. If we can encourage you, and we'll give your instructor the contacts, and if you go on Facebook and friends us, we can hook you up with the connections that way too. Well, thank you so much for taking out time, and we know we already heard the 10-minute bell 20 minutes ago. So these stayed all around, and we just wanted to share the story about Bonneville High School and how when you think you can't do it, because y'all don't have a big budget.
No.
You think you can't do it, here's the School of the Year. Here's folks going to SEMA. Here's folks. What do you think about all these projects?
I love it. I love it. A lot of activity, a lot of encouragement. It's cool.
And to have leadership program.
This leadership, I mean, I'm so impressed with your leadership style. That says a lot about the character of who you are, how you've taught these kids leadership. That's just amazing to me, because you don't see that in today's society. You know, and I was telling these kids about the book that I read to learn about leadership, Extreme Ownership. And I recommended them to read that book.
Well, thank you all. We know you got to get to your next class, and if the videos get too long, then they kind of turn them off. But y'all watch this video, will be posted on YouTube also, so you'll be able to see yourselves up on the big screen. As always, we appreciate you watching.
Bless you.